You've probably heard it, it's a story told so often it feels like a universal truth. There is a massive, terrifying shortage of cybersecurity talent. News reports and industry leaders constantly warn us about millions of unfilled jobs, leaving our digital world wide open to hackers. They paint a picture of companies desperately searching for skilled heroes to protect our data, but finding no one. This narrative is simple, scary, and repeated everywhere. It suggests that if we just had more qualified people, our problems would be solved. This idea has become the go-to explanation for every data breach and digital weakness we face in our modern society. But what if that story, the one repeated by powerful executives and splashed across headlines, is not just wrong, but a deliberate lie? What if the problem isn't a lack of people, but a lack of will from the very companies claiming to be desperate for help? The evidence is piling up and it points to a very different reality. While we are told about this talent gap, major tech giants like Microsoft and Google have been laying off thousands of employees, including those in their security divisions. Even cybersecurity-focused firms like Proofpoint and Jamf have been cutting staff. This doesn't sound like the behavior of an industry starving for workers. It sounds more like an industry trying to cut costs, just like any other. The numbers tell a story that directly contradicts the shortage myth. A 2024 study from ISC2, a major cybersecurity organization, revealed something shocking. It found that a quarter of all companies surveyed had laid off security staff this year. On top of that, a staggering 40% have implemented budget cuts and hiring freezes. Think about that for a moment. Nearly half of the companies are actively shrinking their security capabilities while simultaneously complaining that they can't find enough talent. It's like complaining about being thirsty while pouring all your water down the drain. This isn't a talent shortage, it's a calculated business decision. The disconnect is truly stunning. On one hand, federal agencies are cutting hundreds of thousands of cybersecurity positions. On the other, those same agencies might issue warnings about a lack of skilled professionals. This contradiction exposes the core of the issue. The problem isn't a shallow talent pool, it's a deep lack of commitment from organizations to invest in the people who can protect them. Experienced, skilled professionals are not in short supply. They are, however, finding themselves out of work, looking at a job market that claims to need them, but refuses to hire them. The shortage isn't in people, it's in genuine job opportunities. So, if companies are laying people off, why do we see so many job postings online? Welcome to the bizarre world of ghost jobs. These are job advertisements that look real, feel real, but are not connected to an actual vacant position that a company intends to fill. It's a bit like a ghost in a movie. It looks like a person, but you can't actually touch it or interact with it. These phantom postings are a key tool used to create the illusion of a booming job market and a desperate need for workers. Skilled professionals spend hours tailoring their resumes and writing cover letters for jobs that simply do not exist. The scale of this deception is, honestly, breathtaking. According to surveys, a mind-boggling 81% of recruiters have admitted to posting fake job listings. In 2024 alone, 40% of companies posted ghost jobs specifically for cybersecurity roles. Why would they do this? One major reason is to manipulate their current employees. A stunning 62% of companies use these fake ads to make their existing staff feel replaceable. The message is clear. Don't ask for a raise or better conditions, because look at all the people waiting to take your job. It's a way to keep workers anxious and suppress wages, all while maintaining a public image of growth and high demand. This practice also explains why hiring rates have plummeted. Data from Revelio Labs shows a dramatic decline in actual hiring. 5 years ago, for every 10 job postings, companies would hire about 8 people. Today, that number has been cut in half. For every 10 job ads you see, only 4 people are actually hired. The rest of those ads are just digital smoke and mirrors. They exist to collect resumes, build a database of potential future candidates, often called a talent pool, or simply to create artificial data that supports the talent shortage narrative that benefits the company's other goals. For the job seeker, this is a nightmare. They are trapped in a cycle of applying for positions that were never real to begin with, leading to frustration, burnout, and self-doubt. Many highly skilled cybersecurity experts start to feel like they are the problem, a phenomenon some call the digital leprosy effect, where being unemployed makes them seem untouchable to recruiters. The system is designed to wear them down, making them more likely to accept lower-paying jobs or leave the industry altogether. The ghost jobs aren't just misleading, they are actively harming the workforce. At this point, you might be asking a very reasonable question: why go to all this trouble? Why create this elaborate fiction of a talent shortage? The answer, as it so often is, comes down to money and control. One of the primary motivations is to keep wages low. By constantly claiming that there aren't enough skilled workers, companies can justify offering lower salaries for the positions they do want to fill. It creates a buyer's market for employers, allowing them to dictate terms to professionals who are led to believe they should just be grateful to get any job at all in such a competitive field. This narrative is also a powerful tool for justifying the use of H-1B visas to hire foreign workers at below-market rates. The process often works like this. A company posts a job with ridiculously specific or unrealistic requirements, or a very low salary. When predictably few qualified American candidates apply, the company can then go to the government and say, "See, we tried to hire locally, but there's a talent shortage." This documentation allows them to get approval for visas, and bring in workers who may be willing to accept lower pay and fewer benefits, further driving down the wages for everyone else in the industry. Another disturbing trend is the devaluation of the Chief Information Security Officer, or CISO. This should be a top-level executive role, a strategic leader with the power to implement real security measures. Instead, many companies are reducing the CISO to a compliance-focused scapegoat. The average tenure for a CISO is now just 18 to 26 months, compared to nearly 5 years for other executives. Companies don't want a highly paid expert who will tell them they need to spend money to fix problems. They want someone they can blame when, not if, a data breach occurs. It's cheaper to fire a CISO than to build a truly secure system. Finally, there's the push for automation and AI. Leaders like Microsoft's CEO have openly stated that AI is now writing a significant portion of their company's code. While doing this, they are laying off thousands of human engineers and investing tens of billions of dollars into AI infrastructure. The narrative then shifts. The shortage is now only for the most hyper-specialized, senior-level experts who can manage these new automated systems. In reality, they are simply replacing a broad range of human expertise with technology to cut labor costs, and then complaining that the few remaining human jobs are hard to fill. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy designed to maximize profit. This controlled demolition of the cybersecurity job market has severe and dangerous consequences. The most immediate impact is on the professionals themselves. Talented and experienced individuals are being pushed out of the industry. They face unemployment, ageism, and the demoralizing experience of applying for phantom jobs. Many are forced to take lower-paying roles outside of their expertise just to make ends meet. This creates a massive brain drain, where the institutional knowledge and practical wisdom of seasoned defenders are lost. The industry is losing its best and brightest, not because they aren't available, but because they are being actively discouraged and discarded. For organizations, the short-term savings come at a catastrophic long-term cost. By prioritizing checkbox security, doing the bare minimum to meet compliance standards, and devaluing real expertise, companies are leaving themselves incredibly vulnerable. A secure organization requires more than just automated tools and a scapegoat CISO. It needs a culture of security, led by empowered experts who can anticipate threats and build resilient systems. When you hollow out your security team to save a few dollars on salaries, you are essentially leaving the front door of your digital house unlocked and hoping no one notices. This isn't just a theoretical problem, the real-world consequences are measurable, and they are getting worse. The cost of a data breach is soaring. According to IBM's 2024 research, the average cost of a breach has hit a record high of nearly $4.9 million, a 10% increase from the previous year. This number doesn't just represent fines and legal fees, it includes the loss of customer trust, damage to the brand's reputation, and the immense cost of recovery. Companies that refuse to invest in real human talent are paying for it on the back end, when their weakened defenses inevitably fail. Ultimately, the myth of the cybersecurity talent shortage is more than just a lie. It's a threat to our collective digital safety. The gap we should be worried about is not the one between the number of jobs and the number of workers. It's the growing gap between the capabilities of sophisticated attackers and the degraded defenses of organizations that have chosen profit over protection. As long as companies continue to sideline human experts in favor of ghost jobs and cheap compliance, they are not just failing their employees, they are failing their customers and putting all of our data at risk. True security requires investment in people, not illusions. Please like and subscribe.